Send me this video here, so we're gonna be checking this out. I know nothing really about this person other than they're fat.
Fun to hate the
So yeah, everybody go ahead and give this guy a sub. In this with Chris, like the video. Whenever I edit and everything, I'll put his I'll put this in the description and everything for you guys. Go check them out. So let's see why people are done with Amberlynn Reid, whoever that is. Looks like a fat person.
the fat girl. You are fat phobic and you're fat shaming, mental health shaming. It has nothing to do with me.
Okay. I need to get in the right mindset for the okay.
And everything to do with so many of you. You're ableist, girl. You're fat phobic. You're biased. And you can't admit when you're wrong. But yet I'm the bad person? Is that because that's all you have?
Okay.
Lying about
But she acts like the world owes her stuff. Quit trying to make yourself look like a victim.
lying to her audience
People love to
generally,
be victims.
abusing or being negligent towards pets,
I can't. The things that take priorities in this woman's
Wait, what?
life are
abusing or being negligent towards pets,
Hold
Like a
on.
victim.
What does that say?
lying to
I
her
didn't
audience
read.
generally,
Lying about-
abusing or being negligent towards pets,
Gosh damn it! It goes away from that so fast.
generally, abusing or being negligent towards pets,
Okay, so she lies to her audience. I'm playing Skyrim, but I'm here. Also, what is this chick talking about? I don't know. Somebody sent me this video about this fat person that people hate, so we're gonna watch it because, you know, why not? And apparently this person, Amberlynn, lies about being, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this where we're at, but I'm gonna say raped. Fuck it, we'll find out. Lying to her audience generally, which, okay, it's not like a fucking crime. And abusing or being negligent towards pets. That's fucked up. Like, death penalty.
I can't. The things that take priorities in this woman's life
And by the way, who the fuck is gonna rape a fat person?
are
Like,
astounding to me.
It would just be trashed. Like all the takeout stuff would be everywhere. She wasn't walking Twinkie, so Twinkie's stuff was everywhere.
For some reason, we're
oh, Twinkie's the animal.
abusing
Oh.
and being violent towards partners,
but
She named her animal Twinkie. Okay.
Realistically, I would understand if my partner did not want to be in my videos. I will never force someone to do that.
She would hand me the camera and be like, "You're vlogging today." And if I said I didn't want to, she would say, "Well, you're working for me."
We're just viewers and we have this level of frustration with someone who we see through a screen. Imagine living with that person.
She'd set a timer for lint picking,
You can
back
leave.
brushing, and massages. If I was in the bathroom, she would text, call, or yell to tell me I'm taking too long.
To steal a person's money after they've passed on, when they left that money for their child.
It's almost as if these things line up with the patterns of an abuser.
taking part in an extramarital
Okay, yeah,
affair,
I need.
How
This
did
is
she
all good.
justify
I'm getting
being with
like.
a
I need
married woman?
context for all these
Yeah,
things.
she thought it was the
though.
funniest thing in the world.
Abby was 20 years old when Amberlynn started talking to her and then lied about it to me.
dating a feeder and then being angry at her audience for
Okay, so what do we? Okay, we've expanded the list. Extramarital affair. That's bad. That's bad. Being a bully. I mean, whatever. Everybody's a fucking bully if you just, you know. This is just the intro. I guess it's a 30-minute video.
pointing this out,
No, she is not a feeder. I would never in a million years be in a relationship with one.
I have stuck up for her. I have lied for her.
Amberlynn lied? She's actually a fucking feeder?
But it seems like I keep getting mixed up with the wrong people.
It's everybody else. It's literally everybody else.
drinking in front of a partner who can't drink,
Even just like one drink of alcohol for her can affect her in like a really bad way. This is my last drink of the night.
and also using substances around your mother shows that you truly love and care about literally no one but yourself.
People will attack me for a decade about something I did a decade ago.
What fucking callous
I mean, it depends what you did a
monster
decade ago.
would talk about a child's death like that? I just think she's absolutely
If you're murdering
void
animals 10
of
years ago, then yeah, I think
really
that's fair.
considering other people.
When I take weeks off, all of a sudden, Zachary Michael is going through mental health problems and he can't post. And
First of all, you dumbass fucking...
what you witnessed was a
What was
symptom
that?
of my BPD. Experience BPD things almost daily.
Shut up about BPD. Shut up.
There is no amount of BPD that can excuse doing something so disgusting, selfish, and vile.
This is not just piling up on the fat girl because it's fun. This is honest, deserved critique.
Amber ain't shit. She ain't never gonna be shit. And I'm happy that bitch is living in a 500-pound body. Because if she wasn't, she'd probably be more dangerous.
Oh, no fucking chill. Oh my god.
Well, hello. My name is Chris, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we dive back into the Amberverse, where the tea is just scalding and continues to overflow. I know I said my next video on her would be about her latest, possibly current relationship with Tommy, and I'm...
Dainty... What does that say? Gorly Pop? What is this, fucking Gru? Hey, girls! Get your Dainty Gorly Pop! Whatever the fuck that is.
On that. However, too much has come out lately that has inspired me to compile a list. Amber continues to be awfully smug with her viewers and reactioners, claiming she's changed while repeating the same vile behaviors over and over again, and then, when confronted, blames everything on her supposed BPD, or even her audience. And in her recent
Come here, girls!
To share her side, she has to scrape the bottom of the barrel because she has nothing of substance to share. So,
Hold on. I think she's got a lot of substance to share. At least 500 pounds of it.
Together, 100 Reasons Why People Are Done with Amberlynn Reid. It's not because she's fat. This series will be in 4 parts, and the listings are in no particular order whatsoever. In addition to that, none of these will be about her weight. They are all, unfortunately,
where's the
just
fun in
regarding her
that?
character. Yikes.
Don't worry, guys. I will do the I will do the heavy lifting. And then do all the fat jokes.
And as always, I'm just a...
I didn't mean... As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, this... Why do they keep mentioning how we don't hate her because she's fat, but she is fat? Well, because she's obviously just that bad of a person that we can hate her for all these other reasons, but we can also still hate her because she's fat. Right now, that's why I hate her.
The woman with a laptop.
I don't like
Please
fat
don't take
people.
anything I say too seriously. This is for entertainment purposes only, based upon alleged events. All commentary and opinions are my own. And finally, please do not send hate to anyone mentioned.
Ugh.
This video is not intended to hate on Amber, just to compile certain things
How many of
together
those
that
has
she
she-
has chosen to put on the internet over the years, while making millions of dollars, mind you. And I also want to shine a light onto her victims, and make sure they get the support they deserve.
They don't want to be fat phobic, but they definitely want to call her fat. It shows, yeah.
Now, let's begin. Number 1. Economically abusing Beck. Oh, we're coming in hot with this one. After pressuring Beck into a relationship because Beck wasn't
Alright, so this person's Beck, and so this fat bitch economically abused this fat bitch. Okay.
making moves fast enough for her, Amber moved into Beck's house that they shared with 2 roommates. Amber was actually making very good money from YouTube at this point, enough to support the couple on her own. So, Amber convinced Beck to quit their job so they can do YouTube together, and Beck could spend more time with family, which all seemed fine. Except Amber then used this to financially control Beck over the next 4 years, constantly reminding Beck that they worked for her. And when Beck finally ended the relationship, they had nothing in the bank. Amber gave them a couple $100s or so when they moved out, but when Beck came to her crying, expressing concern that it might not be enough for the U-Haul and gas, Amber just laughed, and then demanded Beck send her some money back for their Netflix account shortly after, might I add. Amber...
So this bitch, hold on, how many... Like, I saw that money in her... Like, that doesn't mean anything, the money in her wallet. That doesn't fucking mean... How many, followers does she have on... I can't even find her fucking channel. I type in Amberlynn Reid, and you get fucking just... Alright, so here. Okay, she's got 250,000 subscribers. So, yeah, I mean, she's probably got enough money to pay for, like, a U-Haul and stuff. I mean... Theoretically, if you weren't buying the entire, like, surplus of food from McDonald's, yes, she would be able to afford that. But I think people are forgetting the context that she's fat, and fat people need to eat a lot of food to continue to be fat. And food costs money, and Especially if you're fat, you're also probably lazy, so you're not gonna like take the time to like go to the store and like get good food. You're gonna like sit in your house on your phone while you're being fat, and you're gonna like go on your phone and like tell somebody, hey, I'm too fat to like do this, so like I need you to like bring this to me. And then yeah, so that costs money. She used to be getting 5 figures each month. Yeah, but again, 5 figures each month. Okay, listen. Over this weekend, me and my wife have gone out to eat, I think, twice. And we've probably spent about, just last night, just for both of us, I think we spent $30 going out to eat. And neither one of us got a full meal or anything, okay? So, $40 for the two of us for a full meal, okay? One meal. This fat bitch is probably doing that every day. How many meals does she eat a day? Probably like 5 at least, I'm sure, and then snacking in between. She's probably spending hundreds of dollars a day on food, if not more. So yeah, I could easily see her just not having money because she's spending all of her money on food and just other bullshit. Like she had that fucking Coach purse. Yeah. Lived in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky in 2019 when everything was cheap. It doesn't matter. So, okay, see, just right there. Lived in the middle of nowhere in Kentucky in 2019. You know what that means? She's DoorDash. Like, you're paying DoorDash even more if you're in the middle of fucking nowhere and having people bring stuff out to you. But she made a ton of money. I understand she made a ton of money, but she also spent a ton of money because she's fat.
Amber's recent response to this was that Beck had...
And this fat person is selfish because fat people are selfish because they don't care about anybody but themselves. So yeah, they're going to spend the money on themselves and not, yeah.
full access to all the money at all times. But it appears as though that was only in the beginning of the relationship, because Amber didn't have her own bank account and needed to join Beck's. And if the money was indeed shared, how was Beck left so destitute when they moved out? Beck claims that Amber gained control over the shared
account. They have
account
their own channel
and then
too.
Opened her own separate account, where she then started depositing her YouTube money into. Number 2, pissing away her money. Despite...
Hold on, I want to pause on that because that person has a YouTube channel too. What the fuck was it?
Started depositing her YouTube money.
Kinda good, kinda Beck. Right there it says they have 100,000. So they have 103,000 subscribers. So they're not as big as Amber, but they should still be making pretty good money. How... I don't know when all this started with her, but I mean, this person has videos going back 3 years ago. So, 2 years. Chat, when did her and Beck, when was that? What year? She puts a ridiculous number of ads in her video. She used to. Well, yeah, because she's. I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know much about her. Let's see. I can't spell this fucking bitch's name. Amber Lynn. Reed. Okay. She's actually done nothing but increase viewership. I was expecting it to drop. Look at that. She's done nothing but add views to her. Let's see. Can we go back? Let's do last 3. Fucking stupid. Okay, well, it only shows us that much. I wish I could see a more... Okay, here we go. Ooh, what was this? What happened in September 2024? Oh, that's bad. Okay, but I was trying to see if so yeah, okay, see, I don't know how recently she started doing that, but if she started doing it in like May, her viewership has gone down, so I could see where they would start throwing ads in there. I think they broke up in 2020 to maybe 2021. Back then. Okay, yeah, no, they did not have the channel. Okay, so they've just a couple a year or so after they broke up, This Kind of Good Kind of Back made their own channel and started monetizing it. Okay, but before then they were up a creek. Okay, context is important.
Into. Number 2, pissing away her money. Despite refusing to give
We already
Beck
went
the
over
proper
that,
portion
yeah.
of YouTube
Food
earnings
and books.
because bills, Amber certainly appeared to
Food!
spend an
There's the
excessive amount of money
food! Look at all the
on herself,
food!
On hauls, on food, on endless hordes of collections
That
of
might be
incredibly
food for
useless
her,
things.
too. I don't
Looking
know.
back, Beck suspects that Amber spent what she made, which is insane to me considering she was likely making over $10,000 a month over this period.
Yeah.
If she had paid Beck, then I would say that Amber earned that money fairly and can spend it however she wants as an adult. But this is not the case. Amber has made over $1 million from YouTube, and if I had to guess, likely within a 5-year period or so. For comparison, at my current full-time retail job, it would take me over 20 years to earn $1 million.
Yes, that is a lot of money, but if you are a retard...
Life is cruel.
That's not that much money.
Number 3, falsely diagnosing herself.
You can spend that on a car.
This woman has been on YouTube for well over a decade now, and over the years has claimed to be diagnosed with damn near everything under the sun. It began very early on when Amber claimed to be diagnosed with ASMR. She later
Wait, what? You have what? Huh? I have ASMR?
brushes this off as a mere troll, but she didn't have a following to troll at the time, proving that this is a lie. Since then, she has claimed to be diagnosed with...
Okay, then why did you say I am bipolar when you didn't have an official diagnosis? Because everybody says that. Everybody. I'm not gonna... I get like the whole like she's like fucking trying to get attention thing, but like everybody's like, oh, I have fucking PTSD. Oh, I have ADD. But I'm bipolar.
Disorder.
Everybody tries to use these fucking words as a crutch for their bad behavior.
that she seems to find trendy, aesthetic, or just convenient. When she was with Crystal, who was allegedly diagnosed with OCD, Amber constantly brought up her OCD.
Yeah, I remember when everybody had OCD like 10 years ago. And then now it's everybody has ADD and ADHD, or like they're fucking neurodivergent.
When Amber was besties with Alexis, who was officially diagnosed with BPD, Amber
What's BPD?
then claimed that she had BPD, and
Big pussy dude? I don't know.
currently uses this one as the main excuse for her abhorrent behaviors. Misdiagnosis.
Borderline personality disorder. Okay. I definitely think there's a personality disorder. I don't know how
certainly
borderline it
happens,
is.
but both Beck and Alexis claim that Amber used Google searches and AI chatbots to repeatedly diagnose herself falsely, as she often refuses to see a professional for an appropriate amount of time. Because of this, we have no idea what she has actually been diagnosed with, if anything at all. Number 4,
It's all self-diagnosis.
filming others without their
It's always all self-diagnosis. Always.
consent. I must admit, she has gotten better with this one over time, to an extent. However,
Is that skinny
for many
person?
years, she would constantly film people without their consent. Not only certain partners who told her that they didn't feel comfortable on camera,
this is like
but
a
she also
fucking
filmed
dead chicken.
coworkers while on the clock, as well as acquaintances she didn't even know that well, and even young children, which is the worst by far. Number 5, oversharing her mother's business. So, as we all know, because Amber will never let us forget, Amber had a very unfortunate childhood, as her parents were both drug addicts, and her and her siblings had to
that's
be
tough.
put into the foster care system because of the dangerous environment and neglect. To be crystal clear,
So she had no shot. She had no chance of
Amber's
life,
mother
pretty
has
much.
done some very awful things, even throughout Amber's adulthood. Thankfully, in recent years, it seems that she has finally turned things around for herself and takes accountability for her past choices wholeheartedly, as she continues to try to build a relationship with her daughter and
Look
make
at those fucking sausages, dude. Oh, look at those fucking sausages. Oh, that's fucking disgusting. What the fuck? How do you fucking look at your hand like, oh, it's so gross.
She feels immense guilt and blames herself for Amber's current state. However, Amber will seemingly use any opportunity to bring up her mom's past, while sharing way too much with the audience.
I'm not the only gay person in this room right now. Okay.
I think her mom just
Same.
takes it because she feels forever in Amber's debt, understandably. And Amber will likely always have resentment deep down, which is also understandable. It still just rubs
I was
me
a
the
terrible
wrong way.
parent. Yeah,
and I
fucking
can't
no
help but
shit. Look at
wonder
your
if Amber's
daughter.
jealous of the fact
She's
that
a
her mom
fucking
chose to
manatee.
heal while she didn't. Number 6, accusing reaction channels of fat phobia. So Amber likes to accuse.
Yes! Yes! What's wrong with being fat phobic? I don't want to be fat. I'm terrified of it. You know what's awesome? I heard this the other day. And I've heard this before, but I heard it the other day, and it just reminds me of it. There is one disease that you can outrun, and that's obesity. You can outrun obesity. You can't outrun any other problem in your life, but you can outrun being fat.
Accuse most people who are critical of her in any way of simply being fat phobic, especially reaction channels. What I find the most ironic about this is that she fails to realize.
You know what the scariest part about being fat is? It's gonna kill you. That's probably the scariest part about it, is that you will fucking die.
Is that many of her biggest reactioners were once obese themselves. Charlie Gold, Kicking Geese, Oh Lordy It's Jordy, all of whom have lost a significant amount of weight.
Good for them.
Shit, Michael B. Petty had bariatric surgery twice. This is likely why they were drawn to Amber's channel.
How do you... That looks like... It looks like the fucking... Like whenever you break open the fucking... the fucking biscuit container? And it's like exploding out?
In the first place, because they relate to an extent and want to help her succeed in
They
then quickly realize how careless she is, and their hopes diminish over time. At this point, it looks like all hope is lost in the community. Number 7.
That was fucking... I'm self-diagnosing myself with PTSD now.
Filming and monetizing a child's grave. During the Destiny era, we learn that one of Destiny's closest friends...
Wait, is this like Destiny, the streamer Destiny?
Tragically lost their child in a horrific accident. After the couple moved to Kentucky, Destiny wanted to visit the child's resting place and pay respects, and Amber accompanied
I was saying, like, there's no fucking way. That's the first person I think of when I hear Destiny.
her. After filming the two of them dancing in the car on the way there, Amber decides to continue filming at the gravesite itself. She then posted it online to monetize, in complete disregard of the family's privacy. She would also answer questions regarding the child's death on Ask FM, which was also incredibly inappropriate. Number 8.
Yeah, you shouldn't talk about dead
driving
kids,
lessons
for sure.
in public transportation. I've come to the
Or make
conclusion
money
that
off of
Amber
dead
is
kids.
one of the
However, never mind.
laziest people on this platform. And despite claiming multiple times in the past that she is going to learn how to drive,
We're just gonna keep that
especially
one.
when her and Jay got together, she never did. And at this point, going to learn how to drive. One of the laziest people on this platform. And despite claiming multiple times in the past that she is going to learn how to drive, especially when her and Jay got together, she never did. And at this point, likely...
How do you not know how to drive, bro? Have you never played a video game before?
We never will. Personally, I dealt with very bad driving
Like,
anxiety
that's what I did.
myself,
Whenever I first started learning how to drive, I was like, okay, I'm playing GTA right now, except I'm following all the street signs. Pretty easy.
Get my license until I was 21. But instead of holding it off further and making more excuses, I paid for driving classes with a professional in order to get past my fear.
I made driving classes
Now,
too. But
some
yeah.
people can't drive for medical reasons, but can still have independence by using ride services and public transportation. Amber could also use these so she doesn't have to convenience her
My guy's got a fucking Rock Lee
family
shirt
and
on.
friends whenever she wants to go to Walmart. But alas, it seems that the only ride service she uses is for her takeout being delivered to her.
See?
Number 9. Has people drive her from state to state. Sadly, it doesn't end with the drives to appointments and Walmart, as Amber also currently refuses to fly, and everyone around her just owes Amber the world, in her mind. Therefore, whenever she is moving after a breakup with her girlfriend, or visiting a long-distance new girlfriend, she needs to be driven there. After Jade broke up with her, she had to drive Amber from Kentucky to Oklahoma, after feeling bad that Amber asked Alexis, who lives in Wisconsin, to pick Amber up in Kentucky and drive her to Oklahoma.
What I don't understand is how these people like continue to rope people into their circle to like take advantage of them. Like it's gotta be so exhausting. Just
Then, when Amber started dating Emily, who lives in Wisconsin, Amber's mother drove Amber from Oklahoma to Wisconsin.
love
and
bombing.
Emily had
That's what I'm saying. That's gotta be so fucking exhausting. I don't know.
to drive Amber back to Oklahoma months later. My theory is that the only reason Amber became friends with Alexis again while in Wisconsin was to be in her good graces in case Emily broke up with her and she needed a ride home. Number 10.
That is a bomb. That is a love nuke. That's coming in like the fucking fat boy dropped on fucking Nagasaki. Well, I forget which one was which, but whatever.
Wipegate. And now we must bring up Wipegate.
Oh no.
God bless those who are disabled or injured and need bathroom assistance. And God bless those who help them. I am in no way shaming anything of that nature. But this is not the case with Amber. Rumors began circulating that Beck had to wipe Amber during the relationship, but Amber claims only after her hysterectomy, which is fine. Then, Beck made it known that it had been going on previous to the surgery until the day they dumped her. To make matters worse, according to Beck, when Amber would attempt to do it herself, she used washcloths, which is also fine if that's the best way for her to do it on her own. I don't really want to think about it. However, what people are mad about is the fact that she allegedly defiled the washcloths that belonged to their roommate's deceased mother and then threw them away, and then tried to lie about it when questioned. Then,
do they have some sentimental? I mean, it's fucked up, but like, do you have like some sentimental? Like, what? Why does it matter that's the dead mother's washcloths? Like, that seems like a totally irrelevant point.
and when she had to start buying her own
Are you sentimental to washcloths?
washcloths, she made Beck wash them in the sink. Why couldn't Amber do that part herself? Then, after Beck broke up with her, Jade immediately moved in, and there's no way in hell Amber was asking Jade to do that right off the bat. The outrage here is due to the fact that Amber didn't always need Beck to do it, but she preferred that Beck did.
What? What is this? I don't need somebody to wipe my ass, but I sure do like it. Just get a fucking bidet! What the fuck? Just get a bidet! What is this? They have something. If you don't want to wipe your own ass, they have something for that.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is where the problem lies. The fact that she had to...
And to be fair, if you're that fat, imagine all the folds and stuff you gotta get in between. Like, I can understand where you might need some help.
Convenience back when it was no longer necessary, when there are
A lot of
various tools
folds and
available for her
flaps.
needs, and at one point, knowingly ruining someone else's valuables and then lying about it. Number 11, charging $10 a month for nothing. In more recent events, Amberlynn began offering YouTube memberships for $10 a month, where she provides members with a 2-hour live stream once a week. I sure as hell am not a member, but from my understanding, during these exclusive streams, Amber is texting on her phone for an inappropriate amount of time, taking interventions where she aims the webcam at the ceiling. And as soon as the timer she set goes off, she seems so relieved the time is finally up so she can end it. $10 a month. That's almost a Spotify subscription. That's nearly YouTube Premium. All for this. If people were
It used to be.
giving me nearly $3,000 a month for live streams, where I didn't have to go to my retail job anymore, I would at the very least...
Listen, if anybody's like, if anybody's watching this bitch's content and is like, oh yeah, I want to pay to see more, I can't really blame her for taking their I would do that if I could. Like, fuck, get $10 for doing nothing. Fuck yeah, who wouldn't do that?
Put my damn phone down and pay attention to the people throwing money at me. But hey, to be fair, if people want to pay for this, then that's their decision.
Exactly.
And if you're
Waste
like
your
me
money.
and refuse to pay for that, don't worry. Amber is adding the most interesting clips from the streams to her YouTube videos for free,
Yeah,
likely
just
to
don't-
lengthen her
then
videos
just
so
don't-
she can get more ad
just don't spend
placement.
$10.
Number 12, aiding and breaking up a marriage. I've talked about this multiple times on my channel, so I won't elaborate
How does a fat bitch? How do you?
too much here. In short, Amber was knowingly
Look at her. How do you let that happen?
the other woman in her somewhat recent long-distance relationship with Erica. And
How many people do you
aided
currently
in
have a
breaking
crush
up their
on?
marriage.
Okay.
Yes, both members of the couple had their hands in it as well, especially Erica. However, Amber tried to explain to her audience that because she thought the marriage was on the rocks, and because she was allegedly told that the two were together for financial reasons, that what they were doing was okay.
It doesn't matter. If somebody's married, you fuck off. You fuck off if somebody's married. You get the fuck out of there. You got no fucking business. Doesn't matter how rocky you think they are. Doesn't matter if that person comes to you and be like, hey, we're getting divorced next week. Cool. Hit me up when you got that paper signed, okay? No.
No matter how you slice it, it was certainly not okay. Number 13 was knowingly Destiny's other woman. The fact of the matter is, Amber has cheated a handful of times. I'll elaborate on other
Disgusting.
specific instances further down the list. But
many
here,
ways.
let's point out when she first got with
It's disgusting that she's ever had physical interactions with somebody like that before. That's absolutely fucking vile. And 2, cheating is just morally disgusting.
Destiny. Destiny was engaged to another woman, and when Amber found out, she continued talking to
Wait,
Destiny.
what was that person's name?
Destiny was in.
Sorry, Mom, I like boobs. Sorry, Mom, I like boobs. Officially engaged. Oh, gosh.
Engaged
That's
to
a good
another
name.
woman, and when Amber found out, she continued talking to Destiny.
Who doesn't like boobs? Why are you sorry for that? Come on.
And proceeded to immediately move to Florida. And when Amber found out, she continued talking to Destiny and proceeded to immediately move to Florida to live with her. Yes, Destiny is to blame for the cheating here, of course. But to knowingly be the other woman is also indeed vile, in my book. And to repeatedly claim that you're a different person, all to do the same damn thing nearly a decade later, is also vile. Number 14. Asking Mama.
Yes, you should not pursue people in a relationship or in a marriage or anything, for sure. But yeah, Destiny, yeah, you piece of shit
Lynn
too.
for triggering favors. Amber uses her mother's guilt regarding her childhood to her advantage in many ways. Does her mom owe her some love and attention after failing as a mother in the past? Certainly. And I'm glad that they can have what is hopefully a good relationship now, as Amber's mother seems to be doing quite well. However, I find it incredibly
Too late.
distasteful to have her mother
Your
drive
daughter
her to
doesn't
get
know how
Delta
to
8,
fucking
knowing
drive.
she's a recovering drug addict, and then making her inject her with semi-glutide, since Amber won't even try to do it herself, knowing that her mother is a recovering drug addict. Her mom claims it doesn't bother her, and is responsible for her own actions at the end of the day.
I do believe, like, I know people who are recovering heroin addicts that are involved with this. Hold on. That are involved with this whole, the GLP-1, the fucking, the Ozempic. Oh my god. But what I'm trying to say, it doesn't bother them. So I could see where it wouldn't bother a drug. Like, just because it's a needle doesn't automatically mean it's going to trigger somebody, I guess. I don't know. It's never been me, but I know people who are like 10-year recovering heroin addicts that use that, and they're fine. So.
But relapses can happen at any time.
Yeah.
And if that was my mother, I would be far more careful and considerate of that.
Yeah,
Number
probably.
15. Constant pet negligence.
But again,
Amber is
she's fat, so.
not fit to have
She doesn't care
pets.
about anybody else.
Period. We've seen clues throughout her videos
Wait,
over
what?
negligence. Amber is not fit to have pets. Period. We've seen clues throughout her videos negligence.
I wanna-
Amber
This woman should never have pet. Okay, so that's just somebody put that in there. Okay.
is not fit to have pets.
Whatever.
Period. We've seen clues throughout her videos over the years depicting a less than ideal environment for her animals to be in. Her roughhousing Wasabi when he was just a kitten, food bowls overflowing on the counter, and Twinkie's nails always being way too long. While in Kentucky, when Beck was overly medicated, Amber left Twinkie allegedly shaking in pain to go to Walmart and Chili's, claiming that there were no 24-hour vets
Wait,
nearby.
shaking
How
in pain
too
from
long.
what? Wait, what?
While in Kentucky, when Beck was overly medicated, Amber left Twinkie allegedly shaking in pain to go to Walmart and Chili's, claiming that there were no
But wait, so she left the dog at home with Beck, though.
Amber left Twinkie allegedly shaking in pain. While in Kentucky, when Beck was overly medicated, Amber left
When
Twinkie
Beck was overly medicated, she left Twinkie at home. So what the fuck does Beck... Where was Beck then? Was Beck with
allegedly
them?
shaking in pain to go to
Is Beck in here? Beck had a driver. Which one of these is Beck? Is that Beck? Right front? Okay. But they're heavily Oh, I get it. They're heavily medicated. She had her drive anyway.
Walmart and Chili's, claiming that there were no 24-hour vets nearby. However, Michael B. Petty did a simple Google search and immediately found one down the street from
6
the
minutes
Chili's.
away.
Side note, I adore Twinkie. Twinkie reminds me so much of my boy Chico.
Beck showed me and they left the dog alone.
If anything happens to Twinkie, I'm sharpening my pitchfork and we ride at dawn. Anyway, more
Is Twinkie still around? Or is Twinkie gone? I mean, that's good, but like, I hope he gets a new fucking home. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. A poor dog. Like, it's a lose-lose. Yeah. 13
Recently.
years old now, man. It's a lose-lose for that dog, honestly. Like, best thing forward is probably just to fucking go to doggy heaven.
Amber's exes have confirmed the viewers' concerns. Destiny said that in the years her and Amber were together,
Poor Twinkie.
the animals never went to the vet.
We'll have a moment of silence for Twinkie.
And Beck claimed that when they started dating Amber, and Amber was living alone in an apartment for that short period, that the cat's litter boxes were kept in a spare bedroom and Amber never cleaned them. So the cats were relieving themselves all over the floor and on the bed.
Yes, they will do that. Yes, they will. I have cats, and they will fucking go where they want to if it's not clean.
One of the main reasons Beck was so afraid to dump Amber was because they were so worried about the animals being left alone in Amber's care. Of course, Amber thinks she takes great care of her fur babies, and she'll sure as hell slap them onto merch for more money, but only if someone else designs it and runs the store entirely for her.
Yeah.
Number 16.
She doesn't know how to fucking do anything but eat. She knows how to eat. That's about all she knows how to do. There was a point I was going to make.
But Amber thinks she takes great.
Oh yeah, how come Beck didn't take any animals? If like, listen, I'm not trying to like place blame, but like obviously she couldn't. Why? She tried. Why? What? Amber wouldn't let her?
Take care of her fur babies, and she'll sure.
Oh my god, I can fucking relate to this so much. Holy shit, actually. This happened to me. This literally happened to me. That's why I got this dog right here. Because I was fucking dating somebody that had a dog just like this. And they essentially murdered the dog. Like, long story short, like TLDR, they murdered the dog. They fucking killed the dog. It was our dog, and they fucking killed it because they wouldn't let me have it after the breakup. Yeah, I got... yeah, no, that's fucked up. Man. Ellar moved her new girlfriend even before Beck moved out. Okay.
Sure as hell slap them onto merch for more money, but only if someone else designs it and runs the store entirely for her.
That's sad too, because based on what you're saying, I'm assuming Beck tried to get the animals. I'm trying to help them out. That's sad.
Number 16. Clickbaiting her likely deceased cat. Rarity needs her own segment on this list. I will always try to be fair and say that accidents indeed happen. Animals do like to explore, and some like to run. However, Amber never even bothered to get any of her pets microchipped, and they don't always have their collars on.
Microchipping doesn't always do anything. All microchipping does is make it so that if somebody does find your cat and they happen to take it to the vet, it'll be tracked to you. But if somebody just takes the cat and just whatever animal and just like keeps that at home, like there would be no. So yes, you should get your animals microchipped, but that's not like a fucking surefire. That's not like a, once I've done this, I guarantee that, everything's going to be okay now.
And she constantly moves them around depending on her relationship status, which can leave the animals quite bewildered. And when Amber recently dragged all of her pets to Wisconsin last year so she could be with her new feeder girlfriend, they were in a new environment and alongside Emily's animals. Allegedly, Amber was so stressed out, she left the door open, and Rarity escaped into the harsh, snowy weather, never to be seen again, as far as we know. The posters Emily had to make and post all over town after working her long shifts, because Amber couldn't even do that, had inaccuracies on them at first, which raised some eyebrows. Amber then dropped the topic altogether on her channel, after posting numerous clickbait titles with no actual updates. Number 17.
I think what's happening there is that she likes kittens, but she doesn't like cats. Oh, that cat's 8 years old, though, so I mean, she had it for a while. I don't know. Again, I knew somebody else that they would get puppies. They would consistently get puppies, and then once the dog would turn like 4 years old or something, they would just get rid of it, like take it to the pound or whatever.
Constantly setting timers for Beck. During her relationship with Beck, Amber exhibited a lot of vile behavior.
This person got fat. I could be misremembering, but some other clips of this person, this Beck person, they did not look this fat. That's a big second chin.
Which is luckily being revealed with Beck's return to YouTube.
That's a big second chin.
YouTube in recent months. Amber apparently loves to set timers. For example, she set them when Beck had to give her massages and pretend to pick lint off of her back for ASMR. And when their arms got tired, Amber would sigh and stop the timer so they could start again. But it didn't stop there. When Beck wanted to play video games with Eric and Ricky in the basement, Amber set a timer then too. And worst of all, when Beck would leave to see their family and dying mother, Amber would even set a time limit for that. Adding insult to injury, Amber then texted Beck while they were gone, guilt-tripping them into coming back to the house because she needed help. Number 18.
Bruh. How long was Beck and her together? How long were they together? How long were they together for? 4 years? Beck, what are you doing? Like, at some point, you gotta, like, you can't really feel bad for a person, you know? Like, fuck.
Keeping Beck from their dying mother.
Beck, what are you doing? Is Beck a guy or a girl? I can't tell. It's too much fat to tell, girl. Beck, what are you doing, girl?
I think it's safe to say that Beck went through
See, I could go either way.
absolute hell on earth while stuck in that relationship.
Yesterday, I think you'll be okay. Something tells me that you'll be okay if you just sit there for a little while. Yeah. I think you're gonna be just fine.
With Amber. Yes, Beck was an adult who had their own free will, but couldn't realize that at the time, because constant manipulation and abuse can frequently make you stay in a position that you don't belong in. And when someone else is in control,
in that clip, she just had her wisdom teeth out, and Aylar told her to get herself food. Oh, God, dude.
all of your finances, it's even harder. Beck's mother was dying of cancer.
Dude,
and when someone else is in control of all of your finances,
look at just the shit. It's literally like this. How does she have the shape of the fucking roof of a house?
it's even harder. Beck's mother was dying of cancer, and all Beck wanted to do was spend time with family. However, Amber stopped this whenever she could. She would say she was terrified of Beck bringing COVID home, because she was at risk. By choice, might I add, because she refuses to lose weight. Amber would also say that she needed Beck home with her to help her with XYZ. Beck's mother was devastated by this, and she worried about it until her death, which continues to haunt Beck to this day. I'll likely touch on the voice notes that Amber left Beck's mother after her surgery later on in the series, because so many aspects of the situation are despicable enough to have their own position on this list. But for now, we must discuss the inheritance.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah, I mean, how do you keep... But again, like, Beck, Beck has the capacity to fucking leave. Like, Amberlynn, yes, fucking horrible piece of shit, but, like, Beck, like, have some fucking... What the fuck? You did that to your mom, not Amber. Amber facilitated it, but you went along with it.
Number 19, taking Beck's inheritance money. You heard that right. After Beck's mother lost her battle with cancer, Beck was given nearly $6,000 of inheritance. And then, Amber convinced Beck into giving it all to her, claiming that it all had to go towards bills, reminding Beck that they were in her debt. When Beck told Amber that their mom wanted to do specific things with that money, Amber simply did not care. This info was recently spilled by Beck and continues to be a scorching topic of discussion. Amber's comment section is lit with people demanding she pay Beck back the $6,000, although she owes Beck way more than that, which I will elaborate on further down the list. The point here is, Amber sure as hell did not need that money for bills or any other damn thing, as she was making $10,000 to $20,000 a month. She just didn't want Beck to have it, as it would have given them leverage and independence.
Yeah,
I don't think she can blame the BPD for this one. Number
Amber needs to keep the control.
20. Trying to date a 20-year-old while in her mid.
I mean, yeah. So just like putting all this together, like with this Beck person, like this poor fucking Beck person, they should have ran away so much longer ago. But like, yeah, everything Amber did was to like try and isolate them, like pull them, like your mom, money, like finance. Like just take it all away. Me. Everything revolves around me. Literally, she's a black hole and sucks everything in around her. You should watch some of Beck's vids about what was going on at the time. Man, I don't know if I want to fucking endorse fucking Beck either. Like shit. That's the one thing. Like I think in the back of my mind is like the best thing for these people is just if everybody stopped paying attention to them. If everybody just stopped paying attention to these fucking people, they would not be able to have that kind of lifestyle that they do to be able to do this shit. Amberlynn would just be fucking working at McDonald's or some shit, or some other fucking bullshit. Who knows? But they'd be just doing something way less, and they wouldn't be able to take advantage of people as much because she wouldn't have the money to do it.
Mid-30s. So another recent, quite disturbing topic is that Amber allegedly likes them young, and there is now a list of examples.
Okay, Abby is talking about when I came to visit. How many bitches are you meeting? She sounds so excited. Your best friend. Some Bible-thumping 20-year-old is. I'm blocking you in your middle part. Laddie, bitch, enough. I'm crying now. Okay, so... Okay.
Examples, but I will start
How
with...
old is Amber? She can't be more than like... Really? Man, she ain't got much time left. She's older now? She's close to,
with
fucking
this one.
for sure.
We all know about her attempt at a relationship with a 20-year-old named Abby, which I must point out...
Look at her putting fucking makeup on a piggy.
...is legal. But given that Amber was in her mid-30s at this point, and continued to pursue Abby after knowing her age, this was just very unsettling for many. In addition to that, Abby was very religious and still closeted, and was struggling heavily with an identity crisis. According to Alexis, Amber would tell Abby that everything is okay and that God doesn't hate gays. While I agree with that statement, let us remember that Amber doesn't even believe in God, which for me begs the question, did Amber just tell this young girl what she thought she wanted to hear, solely as an attempt to reel her into a relationship with her? I can't help but wonder. Number 21, defending the confirmed.
No, you would never try and manipulate somebody. No.
Feeder. I am making an entire video.
No history of that.
Dedicated to Amber's more recent and possibly still current relationship with Tom.
Who's this? Her feet are... Oh, that's why they're skinny.
Tommy. However, it needs to be on this list.
Well,
Tommy's real name,
relatively speaking, who is now talking about her two reaction channels,
is Emily, and she is a confirmed feeder. Amber spent the whole...
Okay, I'm assuming a feeder, and I think I've heard this before, but it's somebody that feeds fat people. Right? Makes them even fatter. Because they want to watch them keep eating and getting fat, because it's like a fetish. Now, hold on. To death. Hold on. We're going to ask Grok. What is a feeder? Grok is biased. We'll see. A feeder is a device or system. Oh, wait, no. What is a feeder to fat people? Oh my gosh. Oh, where's the O? Someone who derives pleasure from encouraging or helping another person gain weight, often by providing large amounts of food. That's typically associated with a niche fetish subculture called feederism, where the feeder supports or facilitates weight gain in a consenting partner, sometimes called a feedee. The dynamic is consensual and varies in expression, focusing on food consumption and body size appreciation. Man, isn't consent? That's all that we need. All we need is consent. I was talking to my wife about this earlier, like consent. We could consent to a death cult. I'll make it okay. She's fed her fiance to death a couple years ago. Okay. Are there death feeders? That's a cool name. Death feeders. A feederism where individuals allegedly encourage dangerous overeating to the point of severe health risks or death. No verified evidence or data confirms the existence of such a practice as a defined group or trend. Discussions on platform like X suggest death feeders sometimes used hyperbolically or in fictional context to describe reckless behavior in feederism, but these are anecdotal and lack substantiation. Extreme overeating can lead to serious health issues, but no credible sources document intentional death feeding as a distinct phenomenon. Anyone dying from being fed too much by a feeder? Let's do a deep search. I'm really curious about this. I believe that people fucking do that. I'm curious how obviously we're having to dig quite a bit into it, so it's not something that's very common. I love Grok. You're right, he is biased for sure, but people don't usually broadcast it. Well, for sure, but people, again, like it would say anecdotally, like people would talk about it. That's why I did the deep search, just to try and get more information instead of just on X, because that's usually where it pulls most of its stuff from. Alright, come on, Grok, hurry up. I should sign up for Grok Heavy for fucking $300 a month. Low rate. $300 per month for Grok Super Heavy. Alright, we'll let that go for a minute. I'll continue.
Whole 7 months they were together, relentlessly defending Emily, saying that she was not a feeder and that she would never be with a feeder, and that Emily was completely supportive of her weight loss. However, the receipts scream otherwise, and Amber knew this all along. When called out about it, she immediately victimized them both, saying that the internet...
So somebody's a feeder, and people are calling them out for it, and they're going to be like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm trying to make her fat. Yeah.
Kate was ruining their mental health. She knew we were right, though. She knew the whole damn time. In fact, both of these women have the habit of doing horrendous things.
That's a woman?
Willingly putting them on the internet, and when their deeds are discovered and addressed...
So Amber's just straight gay. She's not like bi or anything. She's just straight gay. Alright.
They play victim and claim they did nothing wrong. Number 22. Drinking in front of Emily. Despite me personally not having any sympathy for Emily whatsoever, I will always point out Amber's crappy behavior towards others, including her. If anyone approaches Amber romantically at this point...
She won't admit it, but she always talks about guys she's attracted to. No guy wants to be with her, so okay. That's my logic. My logic is that she's so fucking fat and disgusting that no guy actually wants to fucking be with this cow. So she settles for feeders and other fucking piggy porkies, yeah.
Ignoring the mountain of public reasons why they shouldn't. They must reap what they have sown. And I have no sympathy left. However, I just want to point out one specific
This Emily person's not bad. Like, they're not terrible looking either,
since the beginning
honestly.
of their relationship. In my opinion, because the chemistry wasn't there.
I wouldn't.
However, while Amber was staying at Emily's house for months, she told her...
Honestly, I think if Amber lost 400 pounds, she might look decent. 5, maybe. Where'd my audio go? There we go.
A lot of stress and worry onto them both. Amber claimed that...
we got our results. Took a minute. Conclusion. Based on the comprehensive review, there's no documented history of anyone dying from being fed too much by a feeder in the context of feederism. The practice is associated with general obesity-related health risks, but are not specific to the fetish. The concept of death feederism exists as a fantasy within some community discussions, but no verified cases support actual deaths. This aligns with research suggesting about feederism relationships are consensual and do not result in fatal outcomes, though awareness of health risks remain crucial. What about Emily? Didn't she kill her ex-fiance, you said? Didn't you say ex-fiance? Her fiance, yeah. Alright, we'll let that think.
That out of respect, she would no longer be drinking in front of Emily at all. Plus, that's the last thing Amber needs anyway. Fast forward to when Amber is back home and Emily at all. Onto them both. Amber claimed that, out of respect, she would no longer be drinking in front of Emily at all. Plus, that's the last thing Amber needs anyway. Fast forward to when Amber...
Her fiance was already bedbound in a nursing home when they started dating. Well, then you can't... I mean, I don't know. That's like... I don't know. To me, that's like how everybody died of fucking COVID. I don't know. It sounds like the person was already on their fucking way out. So, I think it's not impossible, but... Okay, yes, it's debatable who's at fault. But who would encourage someone to eat more? Somebody who has a fetish. They have a fetish. I don't know if they necessarily. I can't say we're talking a fucking hypothetical. Like, we don't know this person. I don't know this person. I know 27 minutes of information. Unless this person is like a fucking serial killer. Again, don't know. I think it's just a sexual fetish. I think they just really like fat people. Now, the whole getting married to somebody who's already bedbound in a nursing home. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to watch a fucking video about Emily.
Amber is back home and Emily comes to visit. When Amber makes Emily stop at a gas station for junk food and drinks, then proceeds to conduct an alcoholic taste test for her vlog. She even needs Emily to open them, because God forbid she does anything herself.
How can she get her chubby fingers underneath that? How? Come on. You expect those fucking little sausages to get in there?
Considerate of Amber to make Emily film her doing so as well. Regardless of Emily being a crappy person, this was still a crappy thing to do, and I had to put it on.
One. Results. See, this is saying kill, like... Is this the right person, Emily Garcia? No clue, okay. Okay. We're off the grok train.
On the list, as it depicts how Amber only cares about herself. Number 23. Inappropriate behavior around Libby. A more recent outrage in the community based upon resurfacing footage from the Destiny era is the Libby situation. When Amber...
I'm gonna blow my nose. Dude, I don't know if I'm getting sick or if I got allergies or what, but... Okay, at least I'm not fat.
Lynn first met and moved in with Destiny, Amber was 25. Around depicts how Amber... A more recent outrage in the community, based upon resurfacing footage from the Destiny era, is the Libby situation. When Amber Lynn first met and moved in with Destiny, Amber was 25, Destiny was 19, and Destiny's friend Libby was 15. Throughout the vlogs during...
Wait. Why is a 15-year-old and a 19-year-old living together? And like, okay, so there was a 15-year-old and a 19-year-old living together. And then a 25-year-old moves in. Why are those two together in the first place?
During this period, we see a lot of inappropriate comments and behavior.
They didn't live together. She was Destiny's family friend.
Libs met and moved in with Destiny. Amber was 25, Destiny was 19, and Destiny's friend Libby was 15. Throughout
Libby?
the
This bitch just said that they lived together.
Libby. A more recent outrage in
Right?
the community, based upon resurfacing footage from the Destiny era, is the Libby situation. When Amber Lynn first met and moved in with Destiny, Amber was
And moved in with Destiny.
25, Destiny was 19, and Destiny's friend Libby was 15. Throughout the vlog during this period, we see a lot of inappropriate comments and behavior, and viewers questioned Libby's safety to an extent because of it. After this topic was brought up again recently, Amber went back.
Libby didn't live with Destiny. Okay, whoever's making this video is like, they're like, they need to work on the way they explain things a little bit, because there's been a couple times where I'm like confused with the way after they say stuff, and it could just be because I'm a retard.
And deleted those videos. This raises my eyebrow because Amber very rarely deletes old content by choice. No matter.
Dude, all these people are fucking fat. Go out. Oh!
No matter how problematic it is. So is she trying to hide something here? If she realized it was just inappropriate and decided to remove it from the internet, she could have just taken accountability and addressed that. But as we all know, that is something Amber cannot seem to grasp the concept of.
Wait, but what did she do?
Went back and deleted those throughout the footage from the Destiny era is the Libby situation. When Amber Lynn first met and moved in with Destiny, Amber was 25, Destiny was 19, and Destiny's friend Libby was 15. Throughout the vlogs during this period, we see a lot of inappropriate comments and behavior, and viewers questioned Libby's safety to an extent because of it. After this topic was brought up again recently, Amber went back and deleted those videos. This raises my eyebrow because Amber very rarely deletes old content by choice,
Any context.
no matter how problematic it is. So is she trying to hide something here? If she realized it was just inappropriate and decided to remove it from the internet, she could have just taken accountability and addressed that. But as we all know, that is something Amber cannot seem to grasp the concept of. Number 24. Asking Casey for nudes when he was underage. These next two are quite upsetting, but they are important, and we are going to conclude this episode with them. Before the vlogs, Amber was in a long-distance relationship with Casey, who presented as Cassidy at the time. Amber was 17, and Casey was 15 when they first connected online. Casey...
And again, this, just to be clear, this is a woman, right? Because it looks like it has a mustache. FTM? What the fuck does that? Female. Okay. Because it looks like Casey has a mustache. Female to male. Is there a penis? Is there a penis there? But it's a girl.
Claims that at one point, Amber pressured him into sending nude photos, which he really didn't want to do. Amber kept pressing and threatened to end the relationship.
Can they have babies? It's a girl.
Until he gave in. To pressure anyone to do something of that nature is wrong enough. But
do they have periods? It's a girl.
When that person is a minor, it's also illegal. Number 25.
Sorry to burst everybody's bubble here. That's how it goes.
Accusing Casey of Rain and Petal's eavesdrop years later. And then, years later,
so,
long enough in the relationship.
How old was...
With Casey, who presented as Cassidy at the time. Amber was 17, and Casey was 15.
17 and 15. Okay, they started when they were both underage.
When they first connected online, Casey claims that at one point, Amber pressured him into sending nude photos, which he really didn't want to do. Amber kept pressing and threatened to end the relationship.
I mean, to be fair, whenever you're that age, you should never send nudes. Like, you shouldn't... First of all, you should never really send nudes. You should never send nudes, ever. You should never send nudes, ever, 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 ever. However, I was that age once. I was a fucking 15-year-old guy. I remember how it was, okay? I don't know, man.
Till he gave in. To pressure anyone to do something of that nature is wrong enough, but when that person is a minor, it's also illegal. Number 25. Accusing Casey of Rain and Petal's eavesdrop years later. And then, years later, while living with Destiny and uploading daily vlogs to YouTube, Amber decided to upload a video accusing Casey of Rain and Petal's eavesdrop, which she thought was perfectly fine since she used Casey's previous name, and perhaps assumed that Casey would never find out. Well, he found out, and was absolutely livid. He then responded defending himself, as he had every right to do. Amber started getting some heat and began to spiral. She texted Casey over and over because she had kept in contact with him after the breakup, despite claiming he was an abuser. She begged him to remove the video, trying to guilt trip him because of...
You know you're liking that video. No one knew who you were. No one knew who I was talking about. Listen, it doesn't matter that I was lying.
Of all the hate she was getting, and threatened to contact YouTube. But luckily...
I'm just going to talk about this because it's gone too far and it's not fair to either of us. After we talk, we don't have to talk to each other again. All I've been doing is crying because people on the internet had the audacity to seriously act the way they are and saying horrible things of both of us and snooping all our businesses.
To no avail, as the video remains up to this day. As for now, Amber is taking yet another break from YouTube, since Beck seems to be keeping their foot on her neck. Everything she has tried throwing back at Beck has been bottom-of-the-barrel desperate attempts, many of which are things that people already have known about. She's tried pulling
that's a lot.
Beck's partner, other acquaintances, and even certain reaction channels into the mud. She victimizes herself yet again in her latest community post, claiming that the heat she is getting is just too much, even though Amber is always the one who lights the match. Thank you so much for watching. The entire list is nearly complete, but I could have certainly forgotten some things, so if you think something deserves a spot on this list, please let me know in the comments. And please consider supporting my tiny channel in any way you see fit. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Yeah, once again, everybody come in here, give In This With Chris a sub, give the video a like, all that good stuff. What a fucking horrible person.